I said, in consciousness itself, there is no such thing as the ego I, or narcissus, or the self-contraction, or the avoidance of relationship. The ego I, narcissus, or the self-contraction is only a thought, or a thoughtless feeling. The avoidance of relationship is only a thought, or a thoughtless feeling. Relationship, relatedness, separation, separateness, separativeness, or relationlessness is only a thought or a thoughtless feeling. Even the body-mind itself is totally and only a thought or a thoughtless feeling. Attention must be turned about or relaxed from mind, thought, thoughtless feeling, perception, object and other, or all things, and resolved in its transcendental or subjective source, which is consciousness itself. I said, therefore, understand and release all things in consciousness itself via the agency of LoveAnanda, the mindless or thoughtless and inherent or transcendental feeling of heart bliss, who I am. I said, those who hear me understand and relinquish the self-contraction, and those who see me are blessed with awakening to the free love bliss or eternal happiness of inherent being. I said, therefore, hear me, or understand your conditional self, and see me, or transcend your conditional self, and so be moved to stand free of the first 5 stages of life, in the place of the witness consciousness, where even the 6th stage of life is to be transcended. I said, hear me and see me, and so be moved to stand prior to the body-mind. I said, stand as you are, and so be free. I said, the one who says all this to you is the heart who transcends the things. Even so, and even though it was so given, it soon became clear that my devotees were not prepared for this radical or most direct process of realization. Therefore, in response to the needs and limitations and stages of life of those who came to me, I became spontaneously moved to a unique ordeal of teaching. That ordeal was based on a crazy method. My devotees revealed to me that they were not immediately able to submit or give themselves to me in the traditional devotional manner. Therefore, I gave or submitted myself to them constantly in the manner of a sacrificial offering. By means of this ordeal, I gradually developed the progressive but still direct way that I teach. I have summarized that progressive and direct way that I teach in the Dawn Horse Testament. Now that great teaching ordeal has completed itself, and I have retired into hermitage seclusion. I have affirmed and effected the completion of my teaching ordeal by spontaneously embracing the signs of sannyas, or great renunciation, in the always already free manner of an avadhuta. Therefore, I have returned from the world to the only place I never left. Here in my space of no more work, I speak only of the radical or most direct process of transcendence of the self-contraction and immediate realization of the transcendental divine self-condition. In the progressive but still direct form of my teaching, I constantly submitted to my devotees, and I made a constant response to the point of view of all my listeners. In the radical or most direct form of my teaching, I only spoke my own point of view, which is the ultimate and perfect point of view, or heart, of all conditionally manifested beings. Now I will make my perfect summary of the radical or most direct way that I teach. I am Heart Master LoveAnanda, the true Heart Master of my devotees. I am Da, the giver who gives. I am LoveAnanda, what is and what is given. I am the heart where I am is to be found. Realization of who, what, and where I am is realization of me. The secret or hidden meaning of my name is the free heart gift of LoveAnanda, inherent love bliss, or happiness itself. Happiness itself, or LoveAnanda, is the true Heart Master, who I am. Therefore, in every moment, remember or locate and commune with me at and via your feeling heart and as happiness itself. If you will hear me and see me most perfectly, radically, or directly, you will realize LoveAnanda, or happiness itself. Heart realization of LoveAnanda, or inherent love, or happiness itself, is perfect devotion to me. The way that I teach is LoveAnanda, or happiness itself. Therefore, my ultimate secret is in my name. My ultimate secret is my name itself. My name is in or at your heart. Therefore, the heart is mine. I am the heart. Your heart is me. The heart itself is LoveAnanda, or happiness itself. Every being is constantly seeking happiness. You are constantly seeking happiness. Even though you are constantly seeking happiness, you are happiness itself. Only happiness itself is free of the need to seek happiness. If only happiness itself is chosen, soon all else is forgotten. Therefore, be exclusively and perfectly devoted to happiness itself. Do this by renouncing and thus transcending everything or all objects, all experience, all knowledge, all relations, and all others, or all that is not happiness itself. In every moment, locate happiness itself, realize happiness itself, and be happiness itself. Locate happiness itself by feeling the native feeling in which all other feelings, thoughts, perceptions, and sensations are apparently arising. Realization of God, truth, or reality itself is liberation. Realization of happiness itself is realization of God, truth, or reality itself. Therefore, realize happiness itself. The way that I teach is the way of what is, or who is, where and as only one and no other is. the only one that obviously is the way that I teach. To remember or commune with the only one that is, merely or directly and inherently realize what is, where, and as it is. To remember or commune with the one that is, simply or merely be who, what, and where you are. Only remember or realize yourself, or the heart itself, as I am, or as the inherent or self-existing feeling of merely being. I am, or being itself, is transcendental self-awareness, or consciousness itself. The true heart master is consciousness itself, awakening you to itself. Therefore, locate and realize me as inherent and inherently free self-awareness, or consciousness itself. Locate and realize consciousness itself prior to attention and the objects and others or things of attention. Locate and realize consciousness itself by not seeking attention and its objects, others, or things. Locate and realize consciousness itself by merely witnessing and not identifying with attention and its objects, others, or things. Locate and realize consciousness itself by freely relaxing, releasing, and dissolving attention and its objects, others, or things in consciousness itself. Locate and realize consciousness itself by feeling and thus locating and realizing LoveAnanda, inherent love bliss, or happiness itself. God is who, truth is what, and reality is where you always already are. God, truth, or reality is who, what, and where you are before self-contraction and its relations are apparently added to who, what, and where you are. God, truth, or reality merely or only is. Therefore, God, truth, or reality is existence itself, or inherent being. Consciousness is. Consciousness itself merely and only is. Consciousness itself is only self-aware. Consciousness itself, as itself, cannot be divided or reduced to something else, divided into parts, or produced as an effect of any cause, or destroyed as an effect of any cause. Nor can it in any manner be preceded or interrupted or followed by any object or any other or anything at all. Therefore, consciousness itself exists inherently as itself. Consciousness itself is inherent being, self-existence, or existence itself. Da, da, da.